Hello friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to share a story with you that I never imagined was possible. I never in a million years would have thought that this would happen to me, but it did, so I'm going to share the story with you. And drum roll. This video is sponsored by Friendship, and I know I'm all over the place here, but I wanted to share this story because I got a random comment from a stranger about a year ago. And I know this is a new channel and there aren't a lot of comments, so I'll let you do the math as to how this comment came into existence, because it clearly was not on this channel. But nonetheless, there were many comments that were left on some content that I made, and I've learned in many instances the best practice for me is to ignore them, because some of the content that I've put out is interpreted so completely insanely that I feel compelled to write something witty or combative or sarcastic or argumentative, but I typically match fire with fire, and I used to have a lot of fun replying to comments, especially when they're completely insane and totally stupid. So I would enjoy going back and forth in the comment section with different commenters up until I was threatened to be thrown off of YouTube for violating the YouTube policy. Now, the good news is none of that has ever happened on this channel, and I doubt it ever will, because on this channel, I'm just telling real life stories. But in keeping with the theme of this channel, I want to tell my story. And so I learned it's probably not a best practice for me to reply to comments on that other place. And yet I found a comment that I felt compelled to reply to. And it seemed interesting enough, or actually, I didn't mean to say interesting, innocent enough to where I felt safe replying. And I don't exactly remember the exact language of the comment, but it was something along the lines of, I really like your channel, and if you'd like to talk about YouTube, then let's connect. And I don't know why. I must have been in a good mood that day, or not distracted, or not stressed out over something else in my other businesses. But for whatever reason, that comment got my attention, and it was the first time anybody had ever asked to connect with me to talk about YouTube. And so I responded. And quickly that escalated in a good way from a comment to an exchange of emails and then to a phone call. And what was really insane about that phone call, which, full disclosure, I've got friends that I've had for almost my entire life. I've got relationships that have lasted 30, 40 years. And I know that's unusual, but I am extremely loyal and I have an extremely blessed friendship life. But I've got some core friends that I've had basically my entire life. And what was interesting is most of the time, I don't talk to them for very long on the phone. It's, a few minutes of catching up here, a few minutes of catching up there. And I only share that because with this random stranger and this random comment, the first call that I had with this person lasted an hour. In fact, I sat in front of the gym in the car. When I started the conversation, I was in my vehicle driving to the gym, and I didn't think the conversation would last very long, but we had such a instant connection talking about YouTube that we talked for over an hour. And I literally sat in front of the gym in my car, despite the fact I was on a schedule and all fired up to lift weights. I didn't care. I was more interested in the conversation talking about YouTube than I was about going to the gym, which I went to after. But I couldn't believe I had such an incredible conversation with this random stranger. And over time, and actually it wasn't really over much time at all, it was pretty clear right off the bat that we were going to be friends, or we already were friends, immediately. And none of that would have happened if I didn't lean into and respond to a comment in the comment section, which is not me. Do not interpret that the wrong way. I'm probably not going to get on the phone with anybody who leaves a comment for an hour, but I might, never know. I'm open to it. I'm open-minded. And the truth is, I just had a series of very difficult conversations today about other things going on in my life with other professionals who are paid by the hour. And honestly, at the end of those conversations, I felt drained. I felt emotionally taxed. I felt exhausted. And after those calls, you might think that I would want to talk to my family. You might think that I might want to talk to one of my lifelong friends who have known me forever. And if you thought that, I could understand why. But the truth is, the first person that I called was the random stranger who's become almost like family in such a short period of time. It's mind-blowing. And the gift of friendship that I received because I leaned into a comment was priceless. And truthfully, it wasn't just that I made a friend, I hit the friend lottery, because not only did I meet Kevin, and no, it's not Meet Kevin, it's Kevin at, or excuse me, it's at Kevin247. You should check out his channel. And it's a package deal because his wife, Michelle, is just as good of a friend. I hit the lottery as far as friends are concerned. Check out her channel too. It's at Squirrel Tribe Life, as well as at Squirrel Tribe 2.0, as well as at Squirrel Tribe. But I made friends with people who love talking YouTube, that love talking analytics, that love breaking down and geeking out over YouTube the same way that I do. And when you thought that was it, wait, there's more. I also got to meet Kevin's brother, Ron, which is at Ron Yates, who also has a YouTube channel, which is wildly successful, and all of their channels are fantastic. But I got to meet a tribe of people who are my people, and I made tremendous friendships simply because a random stranger had the thought to leave a comment for me. And had I not chosen to take action and respond, I never would have made any of these friends. And these friends who I met through a random YouTube comment ended up being the people that I wanted to talk to after some really stressful things happened today. And for that, again, I feel like I hit the friendship lottery, but I also learned a lesson, which is I can lean in and become friends with, potentially become friends with a random stranger by simply being friendly, by simply leaving a comment, by simply maybe asking a question or inquiring about how they are, but you never know. And so I learned to lean in as often as possible because I want to make as many friends as possible. Why wouldn't I? The more friends you have, I've heard a saying which doesn't exactly translate 100% here, but your network is your net worth. And I want my friendship net worth to be $1 trillion status, and I'm glad to say that it is.